Everybody, welcome to Storm Talk. Brian Good here on this Tuesday. The main focus for this blog is not so much on what we're tracking in Missouri now, heading our way for this evening, but more so starting tomorrow all the way through Derby Day is what I really want to focus on here. So that's the reason on the monitoring board. I've added Wednesday on, iffy though for tomorrow. Sunday actually still stands as a better chance of all the days we've had so far out of this entire setup. So we'll monitor that. I do want to at least mention what's happening now. The new numbers on temperatures about to come in here shortly. As of last check, we are 81 degrees. You may see this update here shortly on the banner at the very top. I don't know if you've noticed this before, but on television, that banner is Louisville's temperature and wind gauge that's updated. Anytime they get a new update from the sensor, it will update on our banner anytime we are having the radar up. So always look at the banner if you want to know what's happening in Louisville, because you may see that change, and sometimes we may not even catch it because it happens sometimes so quick. All right, anyway, 81 here, humid outside, dew points in the 60s at the moment, so it's adding that humid feel to the air, fuel as well for the instability for showers and thunderstorms to develop. We are watching the radar trends so far. Got one warning out northeast of Cincinnati, Ohio. The cumulus field, though, continues to build. We're seeing a few returns develop near the Wabash as expected. And the setup here is just like we were talking about yesterday, kind of an MCS look to this future as it tracks through Missouri into Illinois. Now, there is a front that is still stalled out that came from Chicago last night. They put the brakes on, and it's still there. And this is where we are going to see these showers, thunderstorms fill in over the next, I would say, 6 hours. We're going to see showers, thunderstorms develop along that warm front type boundary. The cold front portion of the MCS, which is common to see because it's got a little bit of a spin to it, you can almost see the small little area of low pressure, the VORT itself, that will create a cold front feature, and that's where some of the strong wind gusts are coming in. Hold on one second. I just got an alert here as I'm taping this from the Storm Prediction Center, so let me take a look at it real quick. It looks like, oh yeah, they're going with a 20% chance for a watch to be issued for Indiana and along the front, warm front, for northern Kentucky, Ohio, and into southern Indiana. The warm front area, they're going 20% chance for a watch. Likely not to happen. Just want to update you guys in case you see this later. All right, but this cold front portion of the MCS, those like to feed on the higher levels of dew point and instability. So this is going to keep diving toward Paducah and then cold pull itself out, fade itself out eventually because it's going to lose the upper level support from the front. It's going to get displaced because, again, the front's still here. So the more it dives away from the front, game over. What we'll have to watch and see is the triple point of that little spin that moves along the front. We'll be approaching Louisville about 7 or 8 o'clock tonight, and we'll see if that can still produce some damaging winds. Not taking it off the table yet. That is why we are under the slight risk now, is that potential is there. With the combination of instability and the shear of the front. All the action, though, the big action still way to our west. Tomorrow, kind of iffy setup here. It's kind of an odd shape to it, and it's because the warm sector is questionable as we head into Wednesday. So let me show you first off the afternoon model, the HRRR model, showing the isolated convection. I think it's overdoing that, as it usually does in the HRRR model. But you see the warm front part of the MCS fires to the north. Here's the cold front portion, and as it slides on through, again, some gusty winds, maybe some hail with that. It can certainly produce a few warnings, so we'll monitor that. Timing would be close to sunset. Sunset's about a little after 8 o'clock here in town. And then we'll quiet down briefly, but not for long, because tomorrow morning, the front is still a warm front, becomes active again with showers and thunderstorms right across central Kentucky. Here's the cold front of the main low just to our west at that time. We'll be monitoring that. The big debate here, I'm not going to go crazy on models, is that with a warm front located in this area, the cold front to our west, the warm sector, the ability to destabilize, is a very narrow window here for that to actually take place and happen. In fact, as we head toward about midday on Wednesday, you see that if the NAM model is right, Indiana won't even get into the warm sector. It'll be mainly Kentucky. Better chance for Tennessee to see that happen. So it's definitely a bust potential kind of deal when it comes to the idea that the warm sector is going to be a key player. If we can get this to be more realized, in other words, we can get the warm front to get itself out of here early enough in the afternoon tomorrow, that would increase our chance for stronger thunderstorms Wednesday evening. If the warm front lingers around too long throughout most of the day, we're going to not have the instability to work with to produce severe weather, so we'll monitor that. Thursday on the backside of the low, you'll see that the low pressure itself can still produce maybe a few showers on the back end of the system as we head into Thursday morning into about the midday time frame itself. All right, and again, most of the activity will be out of here by midday on Thursday. Friday, it looks mainly dry. The one change I've noticed in the midday runs is that our next system Friday night and early Saturday is trying to race it here quickly. This is the NAM already hinting at that. The GFS is similar, that it may arrive here very close to the balloon race time on Saturday. It's going to be awful close on that. Winds, by the way, for the balloon race look to be out of the east, fairly light, so they'll be able to take off, but at east flow, so the balloons will be traveling west on Saturday morning. Temperatures generally around the upper 50s to 60 degrees. So if you run the marathon, looks comfortable, but there could be some rain moving in throughout the morning hours on the marathon itself on Saturday, and then scattered showers in the afternoon. Now, as we head into Sunday, here was the old run of the GFS yesterday at this time for Sunday. Look where it had the low pressure, way to our south, mainly a rainy forecast, not much of a big deal. And if you saw the blog yesterday, we're talking about how the Euro had the low whip here towards Chicago. Big difference when it comes to thunderstorm potential with that kind of a track. Now, the latest GFS has shifted, no surprise there, to just west of Indianapolis as we head into Sunday. So it is trending toward the Euro idea of it being to the north of wave country. The track will be, which means more warmth, more instability. In fact, the Capes are showing off their instability is there on Sunday, and that has to be watched because we do become unstable. We do have a good pocket of wind shear that is going to track in Sunday evening, and not to mention we're going to be pretty close to the area of low pressure as well, so there could be backing of the winds, so there could be some rotating storms Sunday evening. So the severe potential, we're not outlooked yet for Sunday evening. It's still a conditional idea at this point because of the differences in the models and how they've been wavering, but the potential for a better sheared environment with instability combining with that is there for Sunday, so we'll need to watch that. Then as we get into next week, some changes here. The Euro last night, the new run's running now. The GFS is trending that way. A cutoff area of low pressure that kind of works its way across the eastern half of the country, very broad. Not a washout, but scattered showers may develop for the steamboat race, perhaps into parade day as well. Looks very disorganized, not a washout, but it could be cloudy times. A few passing showers can't rule that out, so we'll probably keep low chances of rain in the forecast during this period. The good news is, if it holds true for Oaks, we can get that low out of here in time, we'll be able to dry things out for Oaks. Temperatures around 70, so a nice improvement there. And yesterday, the GFS was hinting at temperatures in the 30s Derby morning. GFS now says 50s. So that's the reason why we didn't want to talk about the idea of any type of frost issue or anything like that, because GFS is having a tough time with the pattern because of that cutoff low pattern itself. It's more of a blocking setup, so problems develop when you get that kind of a pattern, and that would then lead to a warmer day, temperatures in the 60s for Derby Day, which is what we have currently still in the forecast. So lots to track before we even get to Derby. We got to get to the thunderstorms this evening, and of course we'll track the rain and thunderstorms for Wednesday and on Sunday. So we'll see you coming up today on Wave 3 News at 5 o'clock.